this is exactly why I wanted to do this, because the amount of energy and the number of conversations that are taking place here already have been fantastic. I mean, I feel like I can literally drop the mic and we can all go home. But we have 3 fantastic panels, and we have a social hour afterwards. So I hope people will stay for that. So I want to welcome everybody to the inaugural Public Broadband Conference in Hill Day, which the American Association for Public Broadband, yay, which we're co-hosting with New America and New America's Open Technology Institute. And I want to thank, isn't this an awesome space? Like, isn't this a great space? Like, look, I've been a public interest advocate for longer than I'd like to admit, and we just don't have, we usually can't really afford spaces like this. So it's so nice, and they're so generous, and their staff has just done an amazing job pulling this together, along with Rainer Avenue, which is Brad, raise your hand, Brad, and Brad Sinkhouse and Aaron Alberico, who's running around. There he is. He's not running around. Also helped us put this together, and I'm just so pleased that to see the folks here, and this is Emily. She's taking pictures. Anyway, I could really go on and on about the sad state of current affairs in federal broadband policy. A number of us were talking about it today, but I won't. I'll only say that if we're ever going to get to full connectivity in this country, we're going to have to look at local solutions. And that's what really this is about. And this is where community-owned broadband comes in. And today we're going to talk about the art of the possible and local ownership of broadband networks. And obviously there's a lot of challenges, right? Some of them are financial, some political, and some, frankly, even like mental and emotional when I talk to people. But we're also going to talk about the ways they can be overcome. And 3 panels today are some of the best minds and best advocates for public broadband. So if you're a community leader, and there are several folks that I talk to, there's Allegheny County, there's Portland, Oregon, there's a number of other folks who are or either just starting up or contemplating, or for the poor gentleman, Dustin, where are you, Dustin? Yeah, in Pennsylvania, where the restrictions are like, oh, you can have a public broadband network, you just can't make any money. That's good, that'll help. Pick people's brains. They want to talk to you. They're evangelists for this model. So please do, take advantage of them being here. Finally, I have to beg you to join AAPB. We're a membership organization. We do have some wealthy members, but most are municipal networks and local government officials, and they don't have a lot. So there's strength in numbers. I feel like the more community-owned networks we can have, the easier it will be to push back against the cable industry and the other incumbents who don't want us to thrive. So please join if you can, and if you can't make the individual membership, talk to me. We'll work something out. And if you haven't seen our handbook and our webinars, please do. We're trying to grow the field by giving people the tools they need to start these networks. And I spend an unfortunate, inordinate amount of my time pushing back against the folks that would like to see this model die. I think I've done work in about half a dozen states, and there was just a paper just came out, a 5-page report came out last week. I don't know if people saw it because it was such garbage, probably better just throw it in the garbage can, talking again, the old saw about how public broadband networks are all failures. So these attacks are going to keep coming until we have such a critical mass in this country that it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it now, but they do. I'm really excited about the advocacy training we had this morning. We had a full house, and we've got 22 advocates having 18 meetings on the Hill tomorrow and juggling it. I did this for a first time. That's amazing. And I do want to thank ChatGPT for figuring out how to organize it. Seriously, I would not have been able, I'd still be doing it now. I don't know, Josh Edmonds, where should you go? Anyway, I want to close by thanking our partners, the Benton Institute for Broadband and Society, and I did this before, and I'll do it again. If you've not met Trivedi Prasad, she is the new executive director. So Trivedi, raise your hand, and if you're not here, you're going to hear an earful from me. She's not here, but she is here somewhere. The Community Broadband Action Network, Curtis and John, if you guys can raise your hands. And then our pals at the Institute for Local Self-Reliance, Chris Mitchell and Sean Gonsalves. So raise your hand. They've been fantastic partners for us. We've done some great webinars with Chris and Sean. So thank you so much. And then our sponsors, our main sponsors, Ting, Utopia Fiber, Keller and Heckman, and Calix. And our additional sponsors, Rubicon Consulting and Engineering, Bonfire Infrastructure Group, G-Fiber, Rayner Avenue, and G-Squared Strategies. So I want you all to enjoy the conference. There's going to be lots of time for Q&A, particularly the last one. I mean, let's really have a conversation. And nobody should be shy about speaking up. There's no dumb questions. There may be dumb answers, but there are no dumb questions. So with that, I'll turn it over to Prem Trivedi from New America.
Thanks, Gigi. Great to see everybody here today, and I'm glad the weather cooperated after torrential rain yesterday. Nice to have a semblance of decent weather. So on behalf of the Open Technology Institute at New America, I'd like to welcome all of you. And I know many of you have been engaged in the morning session preparing to go out and do impactful work tomorrow on the Hill, so excited to see where that energy goes as well. I'm Prem Trivedi, Policy Director of the Open Technology Institute here at New America. And just a couple of quick words about New America and an OTI. Our mission at New America is to realize and renew the promise of America in an era of rapid technological and social change. And OTI, a program here, works at the intersection of technology and policy to ensure that every community has equitable access to digital technology and its benefits. And our work focuses on three broad and intersecting areas. First is, of course, connectivity and the digital divide, why we're all here today. The second is privacy, security, and free expression online. And the third is, on governing and regulating emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, and then on issues like algorithmic accountability that predate the AI hype cycle. But as I said, we're here today to talk about that first pillar of longstanding OTI work. And OTI has been deeply engaged in public interest connectivity policy since our inception as a program about 15 years ago. And whether we're talking mesh networks, whether we're talking net neutrality, broadband privacy, broadband consumer labels, OTI has been at the forefront advocating for universal access to secure and open communications. And we view it as a means of empowering individuals and communities to reach their full potential. And I want to sort of pick up on Gigi's hopeful note and forward direction and call to focus on the art of the possible, because as a country, we are hopefully poised to keep moving forward on the hard task of finally connecting the many American households that still remain unserved or underserved after all this time. It's far too long, right? And this is the proverbial long tail that everyone talks about in various fields. And tackling that long tail takes a disproportionate amount of time and effort. But that effort's not just worth it, right? It's essential to living up to our values, essential to serving the people who most urgently need it, and also to putting our economy on the strongest possible footings. We should be able to talk in all of these registers because those are the stakes. So community-centered, community-owned, community-serving networks in their many forms are going to be key players and key forces in getting that done. And so we're really pleased to be hosting this event with our longtime partner and leader in this policy space, Gigi Sohn, and the American Association for Public Broadband. Congratulations again to Gigi and to AAPB on their inaugural conference and the Hill Day coming tomorrow. As always, we are grateful to Gigi for her leadership, for her vision, and we're excited to partner with her. So I'm excited to partner with all of you going forward as well. Those are the shakes. I just want to now commence the three panel discussions. As Gigi says, we've got a great lineup to dig into today. And the first panel, I want to invite OTI's own Raza Panjwani, who's our senior policy counsel here covering connectivity policy issues, to come on up and kick that off. Raza, please welcome Raza Panjwani and the panel.